The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Because the following special presentation, Archie Bunker's Place and One Day at a Time, will not be presented this evening.
Get ready, so get set, so hang on, so buckle up, so sit tight, so strap yourself in, so brace yourself, so keep your eyes open, so fasten your seatbelt, so stick around, so hang on, so get ready. You just have to be ready. Brace yourself. What you're about to see will open your eyes. The surprises never stop. So you better hang on. So get ready. So fasten your seatbelt. So hold on tight. So hang on. So get ready to get ready. And get ready to get real.
You're all individuals! Yes, we're all individuals!
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo. I ran into someone I hadn't seen in years. We were catching up and he told me he now has a 3-year-old daughter. I congratulated him and said, "What is her name?" He said her name is Beth. I said, "Wow, that's great. What is Beth short for?" He said, "She's only 3, you jerk."
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Wow. Hey, everybody. It's Friday night. Whoop, whoop. You made it. You're on the top side of the topsoil. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. If you've accomplished nothing else, you've accomplished that this week. So good job. Thank you all for taking the time to spend a little time here on this Friday night with the usual cast of characters that are looking to get some kind of sanity. Can we say that in this insane world? We'll say that, although other people probably see me the other way, but that's okay. Jesus said there'd be haters. So having said all of that, let me find the correct button here.
Clickety click.
Hey, everybody. Good to be seen by you all. It's another wonderful Friday night, and I've got lots to talk about. I've got all kinds of little videos to discuss and the news, of course. And I did a show. It's over at least a year ago. I've done two, actually, on Einstein and Hawking's, whatever. And I hadn't talked about him in a long time. And so what I did is I tried to pull up the research and the pages that I'd done on the last show. And a lot of them are missing now. It's interesting. They say the internet's forever, but so I type in the exact URLs and they're not coming up. And so so I did is I pulled clips of that last one I just did and put them together in a nice cohesive thing. And we'll go over that tonight and give you my thoughts on that and then why they're potentially lying to us on that stuff too. So it should be a fun show. Have a lot to discuss and got some things. Hopefully you'll have a few laughs and along the way, you'll enjoy yourself and maybe learn something too. And so not to sound all Bill Cosby-ish, but, and I promised, I think it's, what is it, Annette? Not to play this because she's not feeling good. So I won't play this. So don't even ask me for the vomiting tiger because I told her I wouldn't play it. And as you probably have guessed, a lot of people were saying, yes, I'm revolving around. The sun has revolved around me for another year. And my birthday actually is tomorrow. She added me in the chat. A lot of people did. And
It's your birthday?
Yep. So tomorrow, and my wife's taking me out, so that should be fun. We'll have a nice little date night. So it's sort of it's a secret. It's a hush hush place. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I act 13. Yeah, I believe that. Aries rule.
That's very true.
That is something Aries would say. Yes. And for those of you, when I talk about those horoscopes or whatever you want to call them, I'm just using it because it's, it's out there, the labels and stuff. No, I'm not doing like, what do they call that? When you like look into the future and so I don't do that stuff. But look, here's the thing, and I'll cover this really fast, is that the stars and the planets and stuff, when you're born, they're in certain alignments. And God says that he put the stars in the sky and the firmament or whatever as signs and symbols and stuff. And it just so happens, if you happen to be born in those certain time frames, a lot of people act very similar. I can't explain it, but that's it. That's as far as I go. I don't do tarot or any of that other kind of reading and horoscopes and all that. That's for, Sunday funnies or whatever. But no, yeah. So that's why I say that, because it seems like there is some truth to it. So yes. So tomorrow is it.
It's your birthday.
All right. And that's all I have of those. I only pulled 2 of them. So I was ready just in case you guys, I wasn't sure if my wife would say something or not, but she didn't have to because I've got all these wonderful, beautiful people in the chat. So, okay, let's see. So thank you all. I see all the, Gen X, baby. Right? That's what we are, Jeannie, right? Gen X, I think. Yeah. I forget all the time. And good to see you, Finn. And so let's see. What are we going to talk about tonight? Let's get right into this stuff here. Oh, there you are. We're Gen X, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, just double checking. Something like that. I don't know the information.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
We're the first. Yes, we're first. I always say we're the ones that survive because, nobody was watching us. There's no cell phones and we did whatever we want. And we did whatever we want. Nobody checked on us. Nobody knew where we were. And I was looking for a certain drop. I can't find it. Anyways, and we didn't care. So there, I'll be the drop. Wow. Did I lose that one? That sucks. It's got to be in there somewhere. Okay. Let's see. You know what I want to do right off the bat, just for bandwidth, because we're doing great tonight. But the machinery has been messing with me. I keep trying all different things to try to keep that from happening. So hopefully I won't cut out or camera out or any of that stuff. But one of the things I can do is I only have one of these tonight. And it was actually sent to me from one of my friends in the Down Under in Australia. G'day.
Crikey! It's news for Australians, mate. Good day. Here's your news. Straight from Australia. We once were a prison colony, and now we got separated into many colonies. I've lost my accent. Crikey! Those look mountainous. Oh. Wow. You'll have to learn not only to drive on the wrong side of the road, but upside down. Bonza.
I should fix the audio on that one of these days. One of these days, I'll try. But this article came from there, and I see two things showed up here. What do we have here? Oh, my brand new friend from Uruguay. Good to see you again. So no proof is we were as dumb as kids today. Right. There's no proof. There's no record of us because we did stupid things, but we didn't have any way of recording it. So just your immediate friends that survived would know them, and everyone else, nobody knows, I like it. Yeah. There's other than yearbooks, there's very little records of us growing up. It's kind of funny. So, and what is this? Happy birthday, brother from the Clarks. Thank you, Trish. That's wonderful. And Trish sent me, and they both sent me, of course, but it comes from her name, of course. But she sent me this, and they're panda cookies, of course. I'm getting all kinds of panda stuff. It's really funny, and I decided I was going to wait, and I'll try them maybe on the show because they have some really good stuff. Like, the thiamine monotrate is really good. That's one of my favorite flavors in the hydrogenized soy protein with the maltodextrin and the ammonium bicarbonate. Well, that's baking soda. Okay, so we're good there. And the emulsifiers, they don't even tell you what those are. Sucrose esters of fatty acids. I like that one. That sounds good. And then there's the mixed tropicolophs for freshness. So, yeah. But I don't know which is more sus, the cookies or the pandas. So thank you for that, Trish, as well as the pain medicines and stuff. That very much appreciated. Oh, what do we got here? Happy anniversary of your first breath, brother. May you be Davey as blessed as you have blessed. That's sweetie. Thank you very much. Mad Paximus. So, and his thumbnail doesn't look so mad. So I don't know. Seems like he's really not as mad as he says he is. But yeah, pandas are weird. I've had multiple conversations on pandas. I've got several videos on pandas if you want to check those out. It all started because I found that first one where the Chinese zoo, they painted chow, or what do you call those, chows, to make them look like pandas, and then it went from there. So yeah, so there we go. We'll talk about pandas another night maybe. But you like these panda cookies? Okay, I can't wait. I'll definitely try them. So let's see. Happy birthday to the forgotten generation. I'm happy to be called the forgotten generation. Exactly, right? Exactly. So, okay, let's scroll on back down. Pandas are faking, right? And gross. Are they made with real pandas? I hope not. They could be. Thanks. You know what? That'd be the perfect time to play this, but I promised somebody that I wouldn't play this. I won't do that again. Back to the Aries comments. Okay, so let's see. What's that? Okay. We got much left of all. Okay, good. What do we have? Let's see. What do we have here? Some of us carried cameras back then. My friend mooned off us in the back car window when I took a picture. I was surprised. Oh, no. We have one. We've got a narc. The one person that would take pictures of all the stupid things other people would do. That's funny. But it's nice, if you look back on it, that you still have that. If you still have it, that's kind of fun. So, okay, where are we at? I covered a lot, I think, in the chat. I need some panda milk. Gross. I wouldn't even know how you get that, and I don't want to know. So yeah, all right. I think I covered everybody. Yeah, I haven't seen the dogs that they painted. Have you seen it? I think I still have it on these little things here. Let's see. Is it on here? I got rid of most of my panda things. No, I don't see it on here. I'm trying to scale it down, so hopefully the show runs a little bit faster. But it's on the channel. You can look for it there. And let's see. Maybe I have it over here. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll figure this out. So go video, go here. It is, wow, is it way back when? Here it is. It's this one. Clickety click. What's going on? Okay. So run that up there. We'll go here and we'll go. Well, if we're going to play this, we have to do the intro, which is right. Where is he? I think pandas are sus.
Is my parents' dog moonlighting as panda?
Okay, thank you, GT. And here we go. So this is it. If you haven't seen it, it's only a minute or so long.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Silly Fan Man. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Today's episode, How Pandas Are Made.
Panda.
Satellite tracking continues.
So if they were real, why would they ever have to fake them? I mean, let's not get started on that rabbit hole. It goes deep. There's a lot to talk about with pandas. And what's that? So deep. It goes way deep. Look, I even got a bookmark that someone sent me. Oh, can you see the pandas? Oh, they're all greened out. Okay, there we go. Tilt it. Yeah, see, they're there. So I'm collecting all kinds of panda things. Okay, enough panda talk. Let's move on. Let's see. Okay, so let's start with. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The article that I got from my friend in down under Australia is the only one I have for space news. So we'll knock that out of the way and get rid of some bandwidth, I guess they say.
This week in scary space news.
All right, so the only article we have is this. We talked about how they keep pushing back the launch date for the Artemis 2. And so now they're launching on April Fool's. But they said it might not even go off that day, of course. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. April Fool's Day, they're going to launch Artemis 2. So there's that. Okay. What's next? All right, so we got rid of spacesuits, so that's it. Sorry if they were looking for more. That's all you get tonight because we got a lot to talk about. So let's see, where should we start? Start at the beginning. I do. The one thing I will mention is if you noticed, a couple things happened recently. Well, first of all, from the top left corner, I ended up I made a PayPal. So if you do want to do some donations, if you don't have Cash App, because some people, I guess in Canada, they can't use that. So I made that. So you have that if you're interested. You don't have to just watch the show and enjoy it. But if you do enjoy it, make sure, hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that stuff, because it helps. And but if you do feel like donating, there's another way you can do it. And the links are in the description. also. And then, and I want to thank my Patreon members, Ko-fi people. Wow, there's all kinds, and of course the members that are on YouTube. I couldn't do this all without you. You definitely pay all these bills. That it does cost a bit to get this stuff running with StreamYard and all that. So thank you very much for all that. Any support is very much appreciated. Okay, and the other thing that happened was I put in the thumbnail. Well, it's covered up. Where is it? See if I can bring the picture up. Let's see. Click here. Here. Where is it? Okay, it's not there. It's not there. Downloads. Is it in here? Come on. Oh, okay. Well, it's in here. We'll go with this. Let's see. There we go. So this gentleman, I don't know if you've heard about him or seen anything about it, but it's all over the internet right now because, well, to give you the quick synopsis of him, his name is Afro Man. That's what his stage name is. And if you possibly have ever heard of him, it's because he had this song called Because I Got High. And oh my goodness, hang on a second. So I got another one. Thank you very much, Alfred. Good to see you. And whoa, they're all rolling in. Goodness gracious. Alan, Robert, thank you so much. And I'm sorry I played the tiger, Allison. I hope you're feeling better. So laughter's good for that, right? That's what they say. So what is this? Cheetahs or dogs with a cat's body? No, or dragging nails, for example. Oh yeah, I've talked about cats are really odd because they're the only one of the of the cats that have the snake slit eye rather than the rest of the wild kingdom. So that's kind of interesting too. And look at this, Captain Alien Beats. Thank you very much for being a member. So God bless you. Okay, I think I hit them all. I don't want to miss out on anybody there that's kind enough to do that. Okay, so going back to this gentleman. So he made that song Because I Got High. He was going to do all these things, but he couldn't because he got high. It's a song that's been around for a long time. And that's kind of where he got most famous for. But he writes a lot of these just kind of like, he's a rapper, but he just writes kind of goofy songs. And he's performed with some of these other big rap artists. But what happened was it was in 2002, I believe. The cops busted down his door. They broke his gate entering his property, and then they busted down his door, and they went in with but they went in with weapons. They went in hot, rolling in hot, and they searched through his whole house. And the warrant supposedly said that they had heard or something that there was narcotics and possible kidnapping going on. And he's married with kids, or at least he has kids. I don't know if he's married, but so in any case, the warrant, I don't know if it was the wrong house, the wrong information, but he had nothing there. And so he has cameras in his house. And so he filmed them going through his house, looking through all this stuff, like looking through his CDs and pulling his shirts down and going through his clothes and just like really wild things that they were doing. And then there was this one cop that stopped by as he was walking past the counter, and there was a lemon cake on the counter and a glass dome. And he's a heavier cop, and he just kind of stared at it a little too long. And when he was doing his raid, and then in addition to that, then there was another cop, this gal, and she disconnects the cameras. But before she disconnects them, the cameras witnessed the cops stealing $4,000, saying that they thought it might have been drug money, and they took it. And so all that went down, and rather than trying to like fight the cops and trying to get retribution? No, reparations for all the stuff that they busted and the money they stole. He did what he does, and he made videos. He made multiple music videos about it. But in particular, he made one about the guy staring at the chocolate, the lemon cake. I think it's a lemon cake. And then there's other one, this gal. And look, she's got a hard life because she has a lot of traits that look manly, and she has a deeper voice than mine. And so, she already had that going for her. And then he put out this video I won't even talk or play it because it gets pretty dirty. But he made a couple of videos that upset these cops to the point where they sued him. So they broke into his house, did all this stuff for nothing, and then sued him for the videos he made. And so they went to court, and the court case just came through, and he was victorious for free speech. And so, but now what's happening is like that one cop, people keep sending lemon cakes to the police station, and the cop, there are all kinds of things going on. So it's kind of like, if you know what the Streisand effect was, she made out this thing that she doesn't want anyone ever filming or showing where her house is. And then, of course, the whole internet found out where she lived and pictures of her house. And so most of us didn't even know this was going on. And then they did the lawsuit, and this thing blew up like crazy the last few days. So that's all the story about Afro Man. Why am I even bringing this up? Mainly because for those of you that play along with the Mandela effect, the way I always remember the American flag is not the way that's on his shirt, where you see there's white under the blue, but that's on his glasses. See if I make this picture a little bit bigger for you to see. Wait, how do I get to that one? Oh, come on. Let me stop that. Let me try this again. Clickety click. So let's see. Let me try this. See if this works. Here. Okay. Come on up here. Where are you? I'm looking for this so I can show it larger, but then there's more to it, so it's kind of acting up on me. Hang on. We'll get there. It's one of these clickety clicks. There it is. Okay. What am I doing? I'm having a personal show over myself. Okay. So we got there. Let's do this. There. Okay. So now I can make this enlarged picture. So there. See? It's red under the blue. That's the way I remember it, because I remember this saying they used to say it represented like the blood spilled or something about the soldiers and so forth. So his glasses are non-Mandela affected. That's the way I remember them, with the red stripe under the blue. See, this one's, he's got the white stripe, the new way. So he's got both ways on that. And it reminded me of the other gentleman. I know Finn is, if he's still here listening, when I showed Rogue Nation had the same thing on one of his videos. So red under the blue, the way I remember it. So, all right. It's enough of that. So what I can do is, let me go back to this. Let's click over here. We'll get rid of some of this. Okay. So we got here, and we'll go here and here. Okay. So start off the show with Chuck Norris passed away. So, he was a big part of my, life growing up. He was all over the movies and say what? Oh, no. Hang on a second. Let me look. What do we got here? Oh, my goodness. What is this? Corduroy vet. Super sticker. It just says super sticker on my end. I don't know why it never changes the right way there. What does it look like? Let me see if I can see it. It was some kind of chicken with a heart pounding. So thank you for that. God bless you. I think that's a chicken. I can't show you. You'd have to. It's hard to. Oh, you're looking at it. What do you call that thing? All right. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, thank you very much. Okay. So what are we doing here? This is my Chuck Norris eulogy. And oh, Ryan's here? Hi, Ryan. No, what do you say? Oh, I love it. Yes, he did. Ryan, you're absolutely right. My cat Sarah learned all her karate moves from Chuck Norris.
That's very true. Very true.
Wait, you're saying Chuck Norris? I did it backwards. I apologize. Chuck Norris learned all his karate moves from from Sarah. Boy, I messed that one up.
That makes no sense.
Okay, enough of that. Anyways, he passed away. It was it this morning or yesterday? I forget. Days are all mixing together. I think it was this morning. And what was interesting, of course, my eulogies always have a little bit of difference to them. He started in Texas, Walker, Texas Ranger on TV.
How you doing, little partner?
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Was there audio on that? I hope there was. Otherwise, it kind of loses the joke. So I can never tell. I'll have to wait a second and see. But is it getting a 5x5? Anything there? Anything? You love that show? Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch much of it. I've seen a few of them, and yeah, and his old movies, you know, or was it Missing in Action, all that stuff. And then there's the really creepy one where he fought Bruce Lee, but they do all this kind of like sexy dances and stuff before they actually fight. It's really bizarre. But in any case, well, hopefully there was sound. Nobody said anything. Could you hear that? Yeah, you can only hear what I hear, but I can't tell if it played on the. Anyways, we'll move on. The other thing that he was apparently known for was being a really good admirer of
good to see you.
Netanyahu.
Listen, this is a little strong, but
I had no idea.
it's comfortable now.
You got to meet my wife, Gina.
Hello,
It's a
how are you?
pleasure.
How are you?
Thank you for having us, Prime Minister.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
He's just.
I think we can tell our security people to leave. We don't need them anymore.
Anyway, so there we go. So he's known for that. So, oh, you had sound. So you heard this
How
one?
you doing, little partner?
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Okay, in all fairness, I edited to laugh. He laughed first, and then he said that, and then he looked sad. But I thought it was funnier this way. But man, TV was way different back in the day when I was growing up. They said stuff like this. They had a whole episode where they what do you call it? That dude with Gary Coleman, and he was with the Predator and stuff. I mean, it's just they had some weird stuff. They take your favorite show and then they have like a disclaimer. Tonight, a very special episode of Different Strokes. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But yeah. So anyway, so he passed away. And but the other one that I wanted to mention, because not that I watch the Oscars, I see the stuff on Twitter and the in memoriam thing. And they didn't mention this gentleman. And the only reason I bring him up is he's one of the few that I actually met, and several times through friends that we knew. And every time that I talk with him, he was very cordial and just a nice guy. And he leaves behind, he had cancer, and he leaves behind a huge family. They're all just, they're just all pretty. But I think, what did he have? Like 5 daughters and 1 boy. So, yeah. So, yeah, sad that he left us. And I'd like to think that no matter what amount of fame people got to, whatever they had to do to get there, because, you know, you can accept Christ in your life right at the end, just like the guy on the cross, and you're in. And so I just hope these people are finding Jesus at the end. That's all we can do is pray for them. And so I hope, you know, he wasn't really big in Hollywood for the longest time. And so maybe that's also a telling thing that he got out somehow. So anyways, rest in peace, James. Okay. What's next? Oh, I wanted to discuss this. These are the stories, because they say we have no memory. You know, we have the memory of what do you call it? Of a fish, of attention span. So I thought I'd cover some of the stories that we just, I guess, as a populace no longer care about. Nobody seems to care about Nancy Guthrie anymore, right? Nobody's talking about this anymore, you know. And then what do we have here? What's the next one? El Mencho and the Sparks in Mexico, where they were destroying the country and you know, potentially capturing the tourists and all that. That's all done. We're done talking about that. And the fact that his name is El Mencho doesn't get past me, because the head of Mexico now, her name is, was it like Shine Bomb or something? And El Mencho, a mensch is a Yiddish word for a guy that, he's really cool with his money, with people and stuff. He's just an all around nice guy. And so El Mencho died and Mexico went on fire and now no one cares. So there's that. And then don't forget, do we even care anymore about this guy? This guy was every screen you saw. There was this dude from, what do you call it? Ukraine. And now nobody seems to Zelensky. No, we're not talking about this anymore. We're this is over. We got to just keep on moving on. Too many stories in our little brains, and we squeeze one out to get a new one in there, right? How about this? The Francis Scott Key Bridge was damaged in March 2024 when a tanker went through it and caused all this damage. And do you know that I checked the article? They say it won't be rebuilt until at least 2030, or so they say. That's my RFB impression. But yeah, and if you're listening, Richie, start saying it again. We miss it, or so they say. In any case, yeah, so we're done talking about this, I guess. Unless you live out there, I think you'd probably be talking about it. But that's done. And we stopped talking about the Teslas. I guess we no longer have to worry about them getting set on fire, right? We're done with that protest. We're on the next one. So we got that going. That's done. And speaking of Teslas, what about when Elon and Doge were going to audit Fort Knox? I guess we're not going to do that anymore. Nobody cares. Moving on. So I think that's all the stories they had that we no longer talk about. I'm sure there's more, but yeah. Oh, well, I might as well clear through some of these. So there's a company testing humanoid robot soldiers on the front lines of Ukraine. So we're back in the news a little bit with Ukraine. So they think there's a moral imperative to put these robots into war instead of soldiers. So the idea is to put robots fighting each other. And then, of course, everyone's comparing it to this scene where, the main robot says in 3 years, Cyberdyne will be the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Cyberdyne computers, becoming fully unmanned. They're doing that now. Afterwards, they fly with a perfect operational record. Skynet's funding bill is passed. The system goes online August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware 2:14 a.m. Eastern time, August 29th. In a panic, they try to pull the plug and Skynet fights back. So, and some of this has already supposedly come true where they've had different versions of like Grok or these AIs. And when they go to try to shut them down, they systematically try to stay alive. So I don't know how much of this is fiction and how much this is real, but it's coming soon to a theater near you. And just so you remember, the actual movie Terminator, the events of the destruction, it was 3 years from now. So just saying. You got 3 years to get your stuff in line, right, Jeannie? Okay. All right, what's next? Is there more on this? Oh, this was good too. When this 23andMe came out, I was telling anybody that didn't want to listen, but I thought it was BS because then I even showed it that they took a lizard and they swabbed it and it came up. The majority was Ashkenazi Jews. So that was interesting. It was a lizard. But, you pay $99 to learn where you came from. You spit in a tube, mail it to a stranger. 15 million people do the same. 23andMe, which was owned by the sisters that ran Google, right? They sell access to your DNA to GlaxoSmithKline for $300 million. You never see any of it. GSK uses it to develop drugs worth billions, and you don't see a cent. In 2023, hackers steal 6.9 million people's genetic data. 23andMe blames the users. That's a good move. And then March of 2025, they filed for bankruptcy. And so now your DNA is now a corporate asset in a courtroom. 28 attorney generals say delete your data now, but you can change your password and you can't change your genetics. You were never the customer. You were the sample. Mic drop. So there we go. I don't know. What do they do with all that DNA? It's interesting, North Coast believer. Yeah. But all it is, I'm sure it's no bueno. That's all I can say. All right. What's next? Is that it? Oh, this was really funny. We'll cover. Well, we could show it right now. This is the Prime Minister of Japan, and she went down the row of pictures and just absolutely lost it when she came across. This is the Biden auto pen photo. It's just a picture of an auto pen because they, I thought that's pretty funny. Our president is just the biggest troll. He really is. Okay, let's see. I think I've covered all those. Let me see. Did I? Oh, wait, there was another one there. Let me grab that. Let's see. We got through that. Okay, so we'll wait on those three there. Oh, and real quick, while I have this rolling, might as well finish it off here. I did a really big Mandela effect show last week, and I had taken this picture by a Home Depot that's near us. And if you're not sure, if you're playing along at home, it's called the Home Depot. And so the fact that this Home Depot that's near us has that sign out front, and these things are expensive. They cost tens of thousands of dollars to put these in this size together. They forgot because in my reality, it always was just called Home Depot. It didn't have the. And bringing this up last week, Sue Finelli sent me this one. Apparently she has the same thing going on in her area. She's got a Home Depot sign there, a Home Depot sign there, and the actual store. Oh, she did a little video. That's cool. I got to do this, Jeannie. Yeah, see? The Home Depot. Make up your mind. So, yeah.
Someone should get fired over this, right?
That was someone's getting fired. Is what that was.
So, thank you, Sue, for that. That was great. Good stuff, as they say. Okay. And then, oh, wait. Enough of that. Okay. Clear that. All right. So let's go up in here. How we all doing? Are we being entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay. Yeah, I hit it. Someone's getting fired. That's right, Nate. Oh, you have some that look different by you? Please send those in to me. I'll show them. I think that's great when they get it wrong. So, all right. So where are we at here? Let's see. Where are we at here? Do we get it? Let's see. Okay. Oh, hi, Crispy Chickens. I just like saying his name or her name. Do you tell me if you're a her or him? I always get confused when it's just, it's a chicken. It's hard to tell. Chickens are usually female, and Chris could go either way. So, well, maybe. Or maybe that's a rooster. Did you ever think of that? Maybe. See? You think that's a rooster? Let's see, Chris could be a girl or a boy's name. See, so that's the thing. Okay. Let's go back down here. Let's see. Okay, we've solved the mystery, Jeannie. Crispy Chickens is a dude. Nice. Thank you for clarifying that. He's a dude. So it's perfect. Okay. So we learned that. Enough with that. Let's see. What are we doing here? Clickety click. And it looks like we've got a tardy person. Did you just show up here? Try to sneak in.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
So there we go. Okay, what's next? Bring up this. Clickety click. Here, and here. Okay. So I don't know if this is happening near you, but I've already seen now. I think this one's in New York, and then there's Texas, where a whole bunch of the TSA workers all walked out, and so there's lines that are like up to 2 hours just to get through. They just really don't want us to move around. They make it so difficult nowadays to travel. There's no reason for this. It's the government shutdowns and we got to blame the Democrats and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, we take the brunt of it. Whatever fight is going on in Congress or allegedly, this is sad what they do to us. So, okay. So that's going on. Hopefully not in your area. But what is this? Okay. Let me read something here. Somebody's writing to me. Well, if you're not entertained, I guess you just tell me you're not. What is this? Just got here isn't proving this is saying that the passage stating even the ones appears to me. Yeah, I've talked about that one. I've talked about that. For most people should know at this point, I am under the understanding that as I read the Bible, that Jesus' return happened, the millennial reign happened, and we're in the little season.
Sorry, pizza.
Of Satan, and so yeah, things like that are one of the things. I listen to the words of Jesus, and when he says, this generation or the ones that pierced him will see him, or he talks to the one priest and that's right there in front of me, he says he'll see him. So there's a lot I can cover. I've done it on multiple shows, but I'll touch on it as needed here. But tonight's show is kind of all over the place. But yes, I agree. So, what is this? Now the official narrative says it's always been the Home Depot since 78. No, it's never been the Home Depot. It's just been Home Depot. And sometimes on their websites, they don't change. Like if you look at, I don't know if that one has it. Let's see, Home Depot. Let's see. Clickety click. Okay, that one says the Home Depot. Let's see. Anyways, if you look it up, it says the Home Depot, but it also says Home Depot, so they can't even make up their minds. But anyways, moving on. So let's get back into these clickety clicks here. Go back up here. Okay, here we go. So that's going on there. And our president, I showed you this, the gal from Japan is touring and she laughed at the Biden pen, but he is such a troll. I can't believe what the president of the United States, love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. What he says out loud, he's incredibly entertaining and almost in a very awkward, it's like watching The Office. It's like when you watch The Office, what was that episode? The dinner party with Jan. Oh, it's so funny, but it's so cringeworthy. But listen what he says they ask him this question.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. When we go in, we went in very.
The question is why didn't you tell Japan that you were going to go invade Iran?
Hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay,
I mean seriously, what the heck? No, she just sat there politely and like bit her tongue or her mouth or everything. It's just. Is that something? I can't believe the things he says out loud. Jeez. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Then he has one more thing he finishes with.
Right? He's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did.
Unbelievable. Oh, geez. He is entertaining. That's about all I can say. And then, he knows what he's doing, especially you kid yourself if you don't think if all the stars, all the politicians and the TV and the movies, they're all doing podcasts, right? I'm like one of the originators. They all saw me and said, I could do that. No, whatever. But they're all doing podcasts and stuff. So we'd be foolish to think that on some level, people aren't seeing these things. I know even like, for instance, Alex Stein is a guy, he used to do all kinds of shows and he's had Trump on the phone and one of his daughters or something. So they do watch us. They know of us throughout these years. We are being monitored. Of course, it makes sense. So the fact that everyone makes a comment that the Back to the Future Biff Tanner was called Pleasure Paradise. It was kind of like Trump Towers, and it was basically based off of Trump, they've said. And so then he has this gaffe, of course.
You don't really see the gravity of it. I mean, as big as they look on the tube, you don't see what's going on until you come here. And what we saw at Pleasure, what a name right now. But what we just saw, we just left Pleasure for Paradise. And what we just saw at Paradise is...
So he's going over to Paradise, California, and the horrible destruction. But he makes sure he calls it Pleasure Paradise. I mean, come on. He knows what he's doing when he says this stuff. So they're trolling us. He's trolling everyone. So, and if you've watched, check out online, you can find this guy that played Biff. He's a stand-up comedian, and he's got a video where he sings about people when they come up to him and ask him questions, because it's really funny, because they ask the same questions, like, was that really manure when it hit you? And, and things like that. It's really funny. Pardon me. Okay. Next. Canada has set to surpass 100,000 assisted suicides, more than the country's WW2 death toll. And I like what Ted Logan said here. Congratulations. I mean, what an announcement. So there you go. Just, don't stop moving in Canada. You never know what might happen to you. Just saying. And I wouldn't be complete if I didn't discuss a little bit about all these I'm Alive videos that are coming out from Netanyahu. Some people say that he's dead. Other people say that he's in a coma. But they keep putting out these proof of life videos, and every single one of them, there's some kind of AI stuff going on. Make sure you will have the president asking. And in this one, he meets Mike Huckabee, and look at his face. Horrible. Maybe normal for a demon, but yeah. So it's like, that you see that, and then I think I had another one. Yeah, look at his ear. And so my whole point on this, I believe, is that they're putting these videos out, and it's almost like we once again are training AI. Because if we can spot these things so easily, why aren't they noticing it before they post this stuff online and fixing it? I think that they want to see what we've noticed so they can continue to tweak AI to the point where they'll get to where we won't be able to tell the difference. And then if they haven't already, they'll do their alien splash on us and game over, because you won't be able to tell. I've always said that the alien invasion is going to be super easy because they can do it on these screens. And they're getting so close. And of course, they've held off on this alien deception until they've gotten AI to the point where you really can't tell the difference. I saw a clip of a video that somebody made and had all the Avengers in it, and you couldn't tell if it was a real movie or not. I mean, we're at that stage now. And so he's here with Mike Huckabee, who he has this little ditty that I made with Mike Huckabee in it. Where is it? I think it's in here. Yeah, here. For your entertainment enjoyment.
This is another question: that is Israel blackmailing the U.S. government with the Jeffrey Epstein files? Again, what a ridiculous kind of unfounded, unverified allegation. It emanates from someone's imagination. Nobody's provided one shred of evidence to indicate that there's any truth to it. Reckless allegations, whether it's against an individual or a country, are just that. They're reckless and they're harmful. Just like no one would want to have people say crazy things about them individually or their families, people ought to push back when anyone, whether it's a podcast host or just somebody making a speech, gets up and says something as unfounded as that somehow Israel was behind Jeffrey Epstein. That somehow Israel was behind Jeffrey Epstein.
Satellite tracking continues.
Whoops, the camera turned. There we go. So, okay, good. I like when I please you, Dr. Human Will. So, yeah. Where are we at here? Yeah, they're trying to erase all our memories. Yeah. I really do believe whatever this new world order, whatever it obviously started before we were born, but like it really came online, I think, when we were growing up, because they gave us the broken families, the microwave, the processed food, latchkey stuff. I mean, programmed us with TV and movies, and our cereal became sugar with messages. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. But it just shows you that I think I have. I'll double check, and if not, I'll put it up tonight. Okay, I'll check it out. So, okay, what's next? Let's go back into where were we? Oh, I know. Let me bring up this one here. Let's see. Clickety click. So go here, share screen here, and here. Okay. There we go. And okay, why don't I see? Where's my arrows? I gotta have it go to the end. No, it's not there. Okay, go back. Picture, go back. Let's try this a different way. I'll go here. Why isn't this working? There we go. Okay. We'll get there. Here. Okay. Now we got it. I only wanted to play this because it made me so happy. This band's name is Blink 182. You see that, Jeannie? They're Hispanic, and their name is Blink 182. It's a Blink 182 song. Only it's not. It's Blink 182. Hopefully I won't have any copyright on that, because, it's not exactly the right tune there, but that's just fantastic. I thought that was funny. I'm going to look for other things by Blink 182. And this, now he's famously said that he is a descendant of Vlad the Impaler, basically saying he's a vampire or possibly a lizard person. But look what happened to this interview, which I had not seen before. I'm hoping this isn't AI creating stuff now, but we'll never know. But I had not seen this interview before from 1969. And you're wondering, you can't hear anything, but it's okay. Just watch his mouth. What the heck was that? Does he do it again? I don't remember. Look at that. You think that's AI? Damn it. All right. That's the thing. It's getting harder and harder to find. But I don't know. I hadn't seen that one before, so it very well could be. Okay, next.
Victoria's Secret, let me tell you.
This is if you go shopping with your conspiracy theorist friend. This one's pretty good.
Victoria's Secret, let me tell you a secret. The co-founder of Victoria's Secret, Les Wexner, was one of Jeffrey Epstein's best friends, and the Victoria's Secret models, yeah, that was basically just being an audition to get trafficked on the Epstein's Island. Now we got Bath and...
He didn't talk about Victoria's real secret is they might be dudes, just saying.
Body Works, also co-founded by Lex Wexner, like we just talked about. Just nuking my endocrine system right now. All these artificial fragrances, can't even stand next to it without trying to sneeze.
Yeah, you trying to get something to eat?
Bro, no, you think I'm trying to eat a bunch of seed oils? You got Chick-fil-A and Popeyes right there. This is how you get enough chickens in America to be producing the amount of meat that they sell. I wonder where they're getting that from. Lemon, expensive, overpriced clothing just to have microplastics in your bowls. Yeah, Gucci, they're demonic. Owned by the same parent company as Balenciaga. Balenciaga in Latin means ball is king. Never shop there. Hello Neo at the Apple Store. Look at their logo. What are they trying to insinuate by that? Are they trying to talk about the original sin when Adam and Eve ate the apple and the forbidden tree? And now we have these phones that know everything. The tree of knowledge. Interesting.
So, although who even goes to a mall anymore? Most of the malls I know are dying or dead. It's pretty wild. Amazon did a good job at killing the mall, I'd say. All right, what's left? What's this?
Think about this for a second.
This one I thought was really good because, and again, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor, professionals, your three-letter persons, whatever. We don't give medical advice. I experiment on myself. And my experiment is I like to drink raw milk because it comes out of the cow and there you go. It doesn't have any pasteurization, processing, or any of that. I go to a local farm that we can see the cows and pet them. And there you go. Instead of coming from a cow maybe in China. And so anyways, she has a good take on the raw milk thing. Let's see.
Think about this for a second. Raw milk is banned in so many places because it's so dangerous. But a neon blue energy drink is absolutely fine. Feed it to your kids. No problem. Like what? So the real question is it about safety or is it about control? Because at the end of the day, if you can get milk straight from the source and feed your family without a barcode, then that's the problem, isn't it? You're not a customer anymore. And that's the real threat.
You like it? Plus, I like the accent. So, okay. Is that it?
Visine, let me ask.
This one's interesting. I didn't even know people still used Visine. Back when I was growing up, you only did that if you were like, really stoned. You had some Visine so your parents wouldn't find out. But it's interesting what he came up with because you don't think about pricing on some of this stuff until you break it down.
A quick question here. Let me learn y'all something. Why is your product $10 for a half a fluid ounce? If you break that down to a gallon, that's 128 ounces per gallon. That's 256 of these $10 packages for a gallon of Visine, which, by the way, breaks down to $2,560 for a gallon of this. How do you justify that? That's crazy. And I don't want nobody in the comments saying, oh, well, the cardboard box costs a bunch of money and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want to hear it. $2,560 for a gallon of this product is diabolical. You're talking $10 for half of a fluid ounce. What?
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, Jenny, you just saw Blink 182. You're behind a little bit. Okay. All right, that's it. Then this is Einstein stuff, so we'll kill that for now. Okay. How we doing here? Okay. And we're talking about crayons. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it is typical pricing of the medical industry. Exactly. Yeah. What is this? If you get stoned up times your eyes stop getting red. But that's just research you've done. You're not speaking from experience. So, and I love the chat on Fridays too. I God bless you all that you're here. So, okay. What do we do? What I missed? Is that it? My wife's laughing down there. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's get back into this. What do we have here? Did that one. We did that. Okay, we're good there. Okay, we got all this. All right. So let's get into some more of these tabs up here. Then we get to the main event discussing the Einstein. Okay. Well, enough with this 6-fingered, 3-earlobed man. Come on. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, there's proof of life. Yeah, okay, whatever. And now they had another one. I mean, I swear he comes out with 1 or 2 a day saying he's alive. And this newest one that just came out today, he puts his hand on a podium and 1 finger vanishes. Whatever. They're just so ridiculous now. But at least he stopped putting out one saying he didn't kill Charlie Kirk, right? Where was that? Do I still have that one? No, that's on my Charlie Kirk video now. But I have a video up called I Didn't Kill Charlie Kirk or something like that. Because he did that too. Like, he's the only one. He came out and said, oh, we didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Like, no one other country came out and said that. Nobody else got up on stage and said that. It's just really sus. Not quite as sus as pandas, but it's right up there. Or maybe it is equally sus. Okay, what's next? Go back up here. Enough with that. And, I wish that we could get some kind of like phone call or something saying, hey, you were right. Sorry, I, thought you were an idiot and stuff. But for those of you playing along at home, you've won a few little victories, but nobody's going to care. But the CIA now has accused, the CIA has now found out that they were poisoning this guy with toxins. Files exposed the secret weather control agenda. Well, I don't know why they had to expose it. We've been talking about it for years. And not only just look up in the sky and see it, but Bill Gates said he was doing it. And Harvard University said they were doing it. And Russia said they were doing it. Like multiple countries and people have come out and saying it. But nobody cares. They don't. So, you can go around showing people this, but they won't care. Just saying. I wish I could sound more excited. Like, hey, now we're going to finally wake everyone up. But it doesn't work that way. I've been trying to do this with people for, I don't know, 8 years? Whatever this has been. Seems like forever. 10 years? Yeah. When did he get in the first time? Yeah. Whatever year that was. But yeah, whatever. All we can do is take these small victories, but, don't expect much to happen from them. Just saying. Because in addition to that, this story came out. The U.S. has now canceled the mRNA vaccine development, stating it has more risks than benefits. Well, there's a shocking thing that we never expected, right? Had no idea that they would ever say that. Imagine that. So, and there's one more. This is, by the way, Fit, if you're here still, this is in Florida.
What I'm most excited about is an announcement that we're making now, which is that the Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Now let's see them do it, because that's the thing. Like any politician, they tell you, this is what we're going to do. Trump's been saying he's getting rid of the income tax. How many years now? So let's see it actually get into place. But so we can throw that one on our list of wins that no one will care, but it's there. And then this one cracks me up. There's a money laundering campaign. There's art sales where this guy named Bansky, he would go around and he'd do art on the street. Like this kind of stuff. He just paint them on walls and things. And some of his art went for millions of dollars. And his most famous recently was something that was like a girl with a rose or a balloon or something. And somebody paid millions of dollars and then the frame shredded it because that's art. It's money laundering. It's just a way of moving money around, whatever. But the fact that he was outed because everyone thought he was like some broody guy like this or, something like Stephen Dorff. No, Turns out he's just some average old white guy. And the sales on his stuff are just plummeting. The market is so, because he's part of the cancel culture at this point. So, and what a perfect picture. Not only did they take this photo to show you who Bansky was, I'd hate to be this guy. He's just trying to work. So, yeah, anyways, so that's Bansky, in case you wonder what it ever looked like, in case you even cared. And this was sent to me, and I was debating whether to talk about it. It's really funny because apparently the people that are watching the news are telling me that they run ads on Fox News and CNN. So they want to cover all bases. And I guess the thing is, you can donate your car, your boat, your house, and they, I guess then they sell it and they take the money and they give it to Jewish kids. It literally says it's just for Jewish children, period, end of story. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny that cars for kids. But yeah, there you go. I mean, can you do that with I guess they can. I don't know. It's just wild. But, at the same time, they're saying this about the Catholics. Rosaries are now worse than fire bombings. Good night. Jesus said there'd be haters. It's the one religion that you can crap all over and everyone's fine with. Why is that? I would say because it's the one true one. If we're living in the little season, then definitely there's going to be attacks on God. And God's sitting, in Christianity. This is what I believe. This is what this show believes. Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. No one gets the Father unless they go through the Son. And so why not attack the one true religion constantly? Rosaries worse than fire bombs. Yeah. And while we're on the subject, well, we'll get there in a second of the Bible. This just came out. What day was this? The 14th. And for the first time, they found they can observe plants breathing in real time. So, and I'm not here to beat up on anyone in their lifestyles and their ways. I personally eat meat, but if you are a vegetarian, you're eating these things alive, just so you know. So if you're doing it because you're killing something with the meat, you're still doing it with the plant. But regardless, this is the way I see it. If you do believe in the Bible, if you're a Christian, you should look at these verses. Genesis 9, when God's blessing Noah and telling him to replenish the earth. And here's what he says. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon, where'd it go? By now. Where'd it go? There we go. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth on the earth, all the fishes in the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. So we have dominion over all animals. Doesn't mean we have to be jerks, but we have dominion. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Let me read that again. Every living thing, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the grass, as the green herb, I have given you all things. So it's two separate things there. Some people say, oh, well, see, he's saying the green herb is the meat. No, this is meat and the green herb. Here's where he makes the distinction. The flesh with life thereof, which is the blood, shall you not eat. And surely your blood of your lives I require at the hand of every beast I require it. That means if a beast kills a man, he's going to require their blood from that beast. And at the hand of man, at the every hand of man's brothers, I will require the life of man. If you kill another human, God will require you to pay for that person's blood. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. So he's talking about man. He's not talking about the beast. He makes a huge distinction between the two. We have a soul. We were made in the image of God. He made all the animals there for us, to help us, to sustain us, to live with us. That's what it says. So it's hard to be a vegetarian if you read the Bible, just saying. And I'm not knocking anyone that wants to be one. If you want to be one, that's fine. I personally don't make that choice, but I don't like making it a stance that people say, well, God tells you not to eat meat, because that's not true. That's not what's written in the Bible. He says the exact opposite. So do as you will. Just know that that's what is stated in there. So thought I'd make that distinction. I don't know why I got on that soapbox tonight, but that's it. And just remember, any one of us could be wrong. Why?
There are no experts.
And yes, that's okay. I have no problem with that. I disagree with people all the time. I still love you too. It means nothing to me if you follow that or not. I just like to speak it out because when I see it, I mention it. But no, exactly. Okay. What's next? Well, we should talk about Einstein. Let me see if did I get everything done with that one file? We covered Chuck Norris. We got through that. We got the milk, that one. Yeah, I think we got all these. Okay. Oh, I did have this I wanted to show you all real quick. Let's see. See if I can do this right. And another way that I believe we can see that we're living in the little season is the buildings. The buildings that we still to this day can't reproduce. They make no sense for the amount of people that were living there. They haven't even put in the roads, but they've built these monster structures, and you never see any construction. It's just all done. And there's, 5 people here in this monstrous building with no roads and a horse pulling a trolley. I mean, the history is a complete lie. They're not telling us the truth. Most of these buildings, they say, this one was many years, but still most of them were within a few years or a decade. Look at the size of these things and the spires and stuff. And, how did you keep these things warm? You didn't do it with, like they show us in the movies, with candelabras and things. They had free energy going through these light poles and stuff. And if you look at all the stuff that happened in the World's Fair, they had lights throughout all this stuff, and you never see any bulbs. They never had to change the bulbs. Look at this, the statue of Lucifer right there, or what do you call it? Liberty. Yeah. None of this makes any sense. The fact that these same designs are all over the world or plain or whatever. Look at this. This looks like a fairly busy street, but not for this. Look at the amount of buildings they have and how big they are. They go on for miles. That's why they say all these buildings were founded, because we found them. We were moved into here in these uniforms. Everyone's wearing the same outfits, it seems. And we were repopulated into this unknown world, and then they destroyed a lot of it. So that way we couldn't say, wait a minute, how is that possible? A lot of these things got destroyed. And of course, they say we were by fire, by earthquake. What kind of intense fire is doing that? I know God could melt things with fervent heat, but you're telling me this stuff gets melted by just regular fires. Look at this. Why would you do that? For no reason. They're going around in horse and buggies, living in shacks and building these things and these archways. It's just insane. And it's all over the world, or plain, or whatever you want to say we live in. And then, of course, there's vanilla skies, as they say. Why are all the skies like photoshopped out? You can see some of the residual effect on it. See that around these buildings? Why'd they take the sky out? Well, a lot of people think it's because they had, what do you call it? Dirigibles. Isn't that what they're called? What's the other name for those things? What are they called? Led Zeppelins. Airships. Thank you. Yeah. Blimps. There's multiple names there. So in the Wild West, and I've covered a few shows on this, maybe it's time to do it again. We have to believe that they were living and working in these towns and building this at the same time. I mean, the same history says that this was going on at the same time as this. And you know what we say about that? Where is he?
That makes no sense.
Exactly. So, anyways, just thought we cover a little. Let me look at these. This one's in Melbourne, Australia. G'day. That started out as a prison planet, prison island, and within less than I don't know 50 years or so, they're building these things. For what? For this handful of people? It's crazy. And you have to wonder, on these like big archways like this, is it possible that that's where the airships went? Doesn't that kind of look airships? I thought I had another one that's even better. Like an airship would fit in there. I mean, of course, they built this thing in the middle. Where'd that other picture go? Where is it? Oh, here it is. I don't know why I didn't get to it. Okay, clickety click. That one. Can that just be a docking place for a blimp or an airship or a dirigible or a Zeppelin? I don't know. Seems like it to me. I mean, this is at a train station. Why would they have this gigantic arch other than a giant walking through here? Maybe that's what he did. He got on the blimps and then they left here and went wherever you're going. Can't do that anymore. Proves flat earth, I guess, or something, or free energy, one of the two. So we have the Hindenburg and make sure everyone stops using them, right? Which that has been Mandela effect because I remember pretty much everyone dying on that. Now pretty much everyone lived. I think only a handful of people died. So that's a weird one. If you ever want to look at that again. So, okay. Got that done. Yeah, there's a giant entrance. Exactly. Tall people. Maybe they made domes on the ground and lifted them in place with airships. Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. It's hard to tell. History's a lie. They're not telling us so. Okay. What's next? Led Zeppelin is code for sinking airships. Nice. You're right. Makes sense. An aquarium for man. So, okay. What's next? Well, let's go into. Let's get out of that. How do we get back? It's there it is. It's this one. Okay. So we go here. And we'll go here. Share audio. There we go. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about Einstein and Hawking. And this was interesting. They've actually supposedly they have two of Einstein's blackboards. I think this one's at Oxford and they got another one at Harvard or something. And allegedly he wrote on this board and no one erased it and they ripped it off the wall and they put it in a museum. Prove me wrong, right? But here he is, as always, barely writing anything. And then he has this one. I think it's the one maybe in Harvard or somewhere. He actually signed it. So I guess they already thought he was going to be a big deal at that point. And that's Rogue Nation. And that's Afro Man. Where is it? Where's the thing I was looking for?
I am but a satellite.
Here it is. Okay. So what I did is I had I'd covered this. Let's see if I can make this. Am I better over there? Maybe. I could take myself all the way out. Then you wouldn't know I'm here. Let's see. I'll go like this. Maybe it's better this way. I'd cover this a few times, and the reason I believe that Einstein exists and Hawking exists is to continue this relativity, gravity, space, light speed, light year, whatever. It continues that on by their different theories and stuff, which once again, they're not laws, they're not rules, they're theories. And so they're just very famous theories, and people just accept them as fact, even though they're just still a theory. And so one of the things that I noticed, and I'll talk about it in this little video we'll watch with you, you never see Einstein writing anything, ever. He's never writing on the chalkboard. I have deep dived this so many times, and I've yet to find a single video of Einstein working out a problem. You know, it's more like Matt Damon. You show up in the morning and it's all written out, you know, and everyone says, oh, that guy did it. But they have this thing where he always wears the same outfits. So he was so smart, he didn't want to have to look for new colored clothes or something. But instead, what if it was all just one long photo shoot? And that's why he was wearing mostly the same outfits. Because really, there's anything. What do we know about the guy? We know he was smart. We know he had something to do with relativity. We know he had something to do with atom bomb. We know he's a German war Nazi, I guess, allegedly. We know he doesn't know what a comb looks like. And he makes a funny face with his tongue out. And he potentially had sex with Marilyn Monroe. That's really all anybody knows about Einstein growing up, which is a lot, but nothing really. So let me show you where we're at with this. See that? Make it larger. Let's see how that's working there. Okay, that's a little bit bigger there. Okay. Only how do we start it? There it is. And if you like this, I'll have this as a video too that you can watch separate if you like this little presentation here. Look at Einstein. He's got some really weirdness about his personal life. His first wife, Mileva. That's his first wife. And he was supposedly she's a handsome lady, ladies' man, and had multiple affairs, supposedly even with Marilyn Monroe. And he had an affair with this lady, which is Elsa, who actually happens to be his cousin on both sides, his mom and dad. What do you think of that crazy, John? And he leaves this lady, air quotes, to this lady, air quotes, and that's who let's see, let me get out of this. So that's who he ends up marrying. And where is it? Let's see. Yeah, she was both his first cousin on his mother's side and his second cousin on his father's side. Keep it in the family. Nothing weird about that, is there? No. But yeah, so that's his personal life. It's all craziness. But we know very little about the guy. And who am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. Well, it's like, who are you talking to up there? Every single time, prove me wrong. I've looked. This is the second time that I've done this observation. And you will never find Einstein writing equations on the board. You will never find Einstein discussing relativity, the theory he created, without reading from something.
Princeton University lives New Jersey's most famous.
So it was already written. Yeah. He just moved the pencil or the chalk down, and then he goes and sits down. That's the closest I've ever found to him writing on a chalkboard. But again, he's not doing anything. He's just setting the chalk down. Okay? I know, that's just one. That's just one. All right? Then you've got, here he is again. It's already written. He's just standing next to it. And then he makes mistakes. If he did write this, he writes on the board all these multiples of 9. And then he gets to 9 times 10 and writes 91. And he was ridiculed for it. So, and then he says, of course, he did it on purpose. Whatever. You got that. Here he is again. I watched Homer Simpson ride the Hogs, big Hogs.
Oh,
And the whole thing about him always having the same outfit and same suit, it could just be that it was one big photo shoot. And it went on for however many weeks or months, and they got everything they needed. Because it's always, and I know that one's not where he was when he made that face, but Photoshop. Really the only thing you see is his face. That one's obviously fake. But where is it?
Yeah, these are all the quotes he never said.
Here, how about this? Here's 9 Albert Einstein quotes that he never said. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expected results. Everything is energy. That's all there is to it. He never said any of these things. International law only exists in textbooks. Evil is a result of what happens when man does not have God's love presence in his heart. It's like all of these things that are attributed to him, now they come out and say he didn't say anything. So once again, it's like he's a myth in the stuff that he did.
I hope not. Let me know if there's an echo. But yeah, isn't that something? Did you hear about the Bob Ross ones? That's a really wild rabbit hole. Apparently, a lot of the paintings he made were in cities where they had these horrific murders. So, maybe he was just irritated they had to keep that fro going. Another guy that didn't have, at least he had something going on. Einstein just looked like he just rolled out of bed every time.
But you never see him working, doing anything on a chalkboard. He's always walking around with this crazy hair. Yeah. And then when you look at, like, here he is.
Somebody said Garth Brooks has the same thing. I've heard something about that. Everywhere he did a concert, someone died. That's an interesting one. Back to Einstein.
He created the theory of relativity, right? Now, I give speeches and stuff. I've done it in the past. If it's something I'm familiar with, just like this, I can talk. I don't have
I can.
Scripted things in front of me.
No, I don't.
He wrote the theory he created it, and he only reads it.
It followed from the special theory of relativity that mass and energy are both.
Why couldn't shouldn't it just come off the top of his head? It's the only thing he's known for. He's obviously older at this point. They said he had no memory. He had very limited memory. So he's making mistakes on the chalkboard. He has I swear it sounds like Biden other than with crazy hair. But he can only read it. He can only read it. I don't think he did anything. He was just the figurehead. Now here's another one. He's reading.
Created by man himself.
His own theory.
We are concerned.
Reading once again.
It's an act of humanity.
He's just reading.
Look at his hair. Why? Does that help sell the lie that he's so intelligent he doesn't have time to worry about how his hair looks? Are you looking at his hair, Jeannie? Is that something? It's ridiculous. But yeah, as the gentleman on the screen is making a very valid point. What a smart narrator. He invented the theory of relativity, but he can't just spout it off, especially as he went on later in life. You think that he'd have it memorized talking about it so much. But no, he always has to read it from a piece of paper. And you're like, well, maybe he didn't speak English that well. When he's talking in German, he reads it from a piece of paper. He never just talks about it like I'm talking to you right now. You think he'd have the knowledge since he invented the dang thing to be able to just discuss it. But no, he always has to read a script and not comb his hair.
He's reading. He doesn't ever look up from the page. It's just how it is. And,
these victims to their misery.
Never found a comb in his entire life. Just has this bird nest in his hair. He was an agnostic. He didn't believe in God.
Of course.
He loved to smoke. I mean, they say he has a bad memory. Oh, and after he died, they stole his brain. They removed his brain for study.
Yeah, be normal.
and the guy, I think his name is Dr. Frankenstein. He kept the brain for his own personal research. He gets fired because he refuses to hand over Einstein's brain.
This is all
and he said it was just normal brain. He dissects it into 200 pieces. And he sends it to different people. He found one of the areas was like 15% larger or something. And now it's on display. I think it's, in Philadelphia. But they cut up in 200 pieces. So what in the heck is on display? Did they put it back together like a jigsaw puzzle?
Can you imagine that jigsaw puzzle? Oh, yeah, they pulled his eyeballs.
In a safety deposit box in New York City. I mean, it's just, the story gets weirder and weirder. And of course, he's the reason that we, have all these theories on space, and he's involved in like nuclear weapons, which don't get me started on that. That's a whole other rabbit hole you can go down about nuclear weapons. But all that stuff's tied into him. And so, so his brain is cut up in 200 pieces in a museum, and his eyeballs are in a safe deposit box.
Yeah, donut is too much.
This mistake of his life. When Albert Einstein developed his equation of general relativity, he found that the equations predicted an expanding universe, something that was not known to astronomers back then. Einstein also believed that the universe was static, and he didn't want his equations to predict an expanding universe. So he added a small number, the cosmological constant, which acted like a repulsive force that balanced out the attractive force of gravity.
So it's the exact opposite what they teach you to be a good scientist. You're supposed to do the observations and go wherever it leads you. You're not supposed to say, well, this is where I want to go, so now I'll make the observations match. He literally inserted his own...
Like a repulsive force.
He literally inserted his own calculation here, so it would match what he wanted it to be. So we're all working off of this theory of relativity that he created, which they admit he lied and put his own thing in there to mess with, to make it what he
And he
wanted.
later called it his biggest blunder. But in recent years, scientists have revived the cosmological constant.
Of course they
explain
have.
a mysterious force called dark energy.
Right? Now, don't forget this. We used to talk about the ether, whatever that is. And, everything, all electrical impulses in this entire universe, whatever you want to call it, works through that. But science has said that doesn't exist. But they say dark energy exists. And how did they get it? From this mistake.
Is responsible for the accelerated expansion of the universe.
Albert Einstein had a massive influence on contemporary physics. His theory of relativity shifted contemporary understanding of space completely, along with EMC squared, is foreshadowed the creation of the atomic bomb. And so he's involved in all these things, and all theories, and some of them proved that he lied in his theory. So there's that. You think pandas are sus? This guy's, he invented sus. And then where this guy ended.
Okay, so let me pause this for a second. How do I lower the screen here? Okay. So first of all, yes, there's where to go. There's an echo, Gabby? I hope not. Let me all know if you all heard an echo. But yeah, there was 2 Sea fan man. So what happened was I've done this thing on Einstein multiple times. And when I went back to look for a lot of the same websites and stuff, some of the information was missing. So I figured I'd go back to my old videos, chop them up, put it together in a nice little thing that I'll put up after we're done here tonight. So if you like it, you can, watch it on your own without me interrupting. But yeah, so that's all of these things were made to fit the narrative, to continue with space, nuclear weapons, all that. It all goes back to Einstein. Einstein proving his theories. But yeah, it's all
Garbage theory. He inserted his own thing, and they call it well, was it dark energy or dark MAGA? Isn't that what Elon was calling it? He's dark MAGA to explain the unexplainable. Exactly. Kind of like little Lagrange points in space. Yeah. Yeah, it was biased. That's exactly what you're not supposed to do. And whatever I said, I agree. See? So so yeah, and most likely they do that a lot. I agree. Politicians, actors, and even though they're all actors, but yeah, most likely yes. Who knows? Who knows what he was? But he definitely was there just to put on this persona. Oh yeah, they cut his brain into 200 pieces. It definitely tells you, I give you a piece of my mind takes on new meaning. I like that. You get one of these. So, okay. All right. Yeah, but they don't explain that. They cut his brain up into 200 pieces and then they put it on display. Like, how disgusting was that puzzle piece putting back together? Yuck. So, yes, I'm talking over myself. My wife thinks it's a little bit odd too because I'm talking to myself. So, but I also want you to know I'm live, so you're not just watching a video that you can watch later. So, okay, let's go all the way back down here. Where are we at? What is this? Oh, that's a straight ceiling fan. I like that thumbnail. That's pretty cool. It's like, yeah, I like it. Dark vapor. Whoever smelt it dealt it. It's funny, very funny. You get one of these. I like that one. Oops. I might be turning. You believe it? I'm gonna say the number. I might be turning 60. Is that nuts? But I still have the sense of the humor of a 13-year-old. So there you go. Never goes away. You don't know the power of the dark side. I like that one too. All right. Is that everything? Like, get everyone's. Well, the chat's going fast. It's hard for me to catch up. So, okay. All right. So where are we at here? The AI fan man. So, all right. Yeah, it's just me talking to me. The video has an echo? Huh. That's nice. I'm sorry. All right. Well, maybe there's another way I can bring that up and it won't echo. Let's see. Because we're not quite done with that yet. We'll go here. Nope, not that way. We'll go here. We'll do a video. And we'll pull this one up.
But a satellite.
Hopefully this way it won't echo. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're gonna. Well, there, that takes me all the way out. Can you still hear me though? I definitely want to be here. Let's see. We were somewhere here. Yeah, because Einstein's really not for us. We talk about Einstein, but he really isn't our generation. And so now they give us the updated Einstein. Stephen Hawking, because his S is missing. It never used to have it, or had it, now it doesn't. And some of them proved that he lied in his theory. So there's that. You think Panas are sus? This he invented sus. He did. And then where this guy ended, this guy picked up. However you like it. S or no S. Stephen Hawking. I don't know what his name is anymore. It's a Mandela thing. It's weird. Here's a guy that has a disease that everyone dies within, the first, under 20. But instead, this guy, what did he live to, like in his 80s or something? I don't even know. 70s? It's nuts. He's the only guy ever that did it. And so what did he do? He expanded on this with the Big Bang and the black holes, and it's just more nonsense to hide the existence of God in the world we live in and to make everyone think we're on a ball flying through space still. It's just to continue the lie with a
a person that's, more relevant than Einstein was, And so the black hole theory, the Big Bang theory, the Hawking radiation, the multiverse, the Marvel universe grabbed onto that. So what do you have? You have what I believe is the Emperor's New Clothes. And if you know what that is, that's that children's story where these two guys duped the Emperor into thinking that they were taking all his gold and making it into clothes, but you couldn't see them. And only smart people could see him and the stupid people couldn't. And so he ends up walking through the town with barely anything on. I think he's naked in the original one, or underwear. And the whole town has to pretend that they see it because nobody wants to be called stupid. And so that's where I believe we are with this guy.
And I have to make a comment. I'm looking at the chat, and as much as I believe his last name was Hawkins with an S, there's people in the chat saying that his middle name started with a J, not William. So that's interesting. I've seen a couple of people that thought that. So who knows anymore? They're really messing with our minds in this in these end times. I don't know. Where was the other one? Someone else said it too. He thought it was a J. Yeah, here we go. Right here. So interesting. I don't know. Yeah, Hochstein. Stephen Hochstein. Jeez. Okay. Going back down. Let's see. Let's keep going. Because if you have seen any of these videos, in the beginning, when he ended up in his state of mind that he's in here, he didn't have the special chair that was created just for him, that he talks through the computer. He would go around with this guy, who is a Stephen Hawking's interpreter. And so Stephen Hawking would say,
even though he had to use a student to interpret his failing speech.
Come on. All right. Everyone in the chat, now type out what he said.
What did he say?
Oh, you don't know what he said? Don't worry. We have an interpreter.
You wouldn't see anything special if you passed inside the black hole. But once you pass a certain critical point.
That guy can understand him perfectly. He's the Stephen Hawking's whisperer. Okay? That's how he started. But then after a while, they must have thought, okay, nobody's really going to believe that this guy can interpret that. So now you introduce this dude, Dennis H. Klatt. What is he famous for? He's the guy that created the speech synthesizer that Hawking's used, or Hawking, whatever. Sick of trying to figure out his name. The only time we've ever used it. Where is anyone else using it? I've never seen anyone else discussing they're using this system. The only other time you ever saw it was, where's my guy? Somewhere over here. Was on Star Trek. They had this thing. But Captain Pike, all he could do is beep.
They wanted to visit you.
That's it. That's all he could do. But not Hawking's, nay. He had this guy create this speech box thing for him.
He wishes to speak. He lost his voice a couple of years ago and now has to use a voice synthesizer, and he can control a squeeze box in his hand.
Okay, so he's got like worse than an Atari joystick that he's working in his hand.
And on the VDU screen on the arm of his chair, he's got a vocabulary which scrolls through, and he can pick out the words that he wants. And these words are then assembled into a sentence. And when the sentence is ready, then he can process it through the voice synthesizer.
Okay, that all sounds wonderful. But it's like the moon call. He does it so fast in live time.
So whenever you're ready, Professor Hawking, we'd like to hear from you.
Do you see him moving his button?
I don't. No.
In the last 300 years, we have discovered the laws that govern the universe in all but the most extreme conditions.
How did he say all that and he didn't even move his finger? Give me a break. The emperor has no clothes. And then if you think the interpreter was nuts and you think this is nuts, oh, nay, we're not done. Then as he went farther down this,
Is that the words or phrases don't appear on the list. One can always resort to spelling them out. Letter.
My question is, which big questions within the field of physics do you think will get resolved in the next 10 years?
okay, at this point, he's lost the movement in his hands. Now, you saw that child or whoever it was ask him the question, and he does the answer pretty fast, I think. It's kind of like space. They give you a little bit of, moon distance before the answer comes through. And then
My work is in gravitation and cosmology.
So how did he do that? Well, this is where it gets really
crazy.
crazier, because once he lost the ability to push that little button, they came up with this thing. This is what he used in the end. Do you see that? This little contraption touches his cheek, and by moving his cheek in the littlest amount, it would pick up the words that he wants and put them on the screen. That's what they're saying made Stephen Hawking's voice. And that's how you get this.
Gravitation and cosmology.
Because this little thing is touching his cheek. And so that's how he's answering these questions. Just wild to me that people accept the fact that that little thing connects to his computer so he can speak.
Their significance.
To meet the demands from science fiction for things like hyperspace drives, wormholes, or time travel.
Are we buying this? Because I'm not. Are we buying this? That little thing made it so he can make all those sentences and answer these questions. It's nuts.
To be a pop culture icon?
I won't feel like a true pop culture icon.
Now listen to this one. Look how quickly, see, they forgot. It's just like the moon stuff. They forgot that they're supposed to have a delay.
Pop culture icon?
I won't feel like a true pop culture icon until I've been on.
So he immediately has the answer. How's that? How's he doing it in live time? It's all nonsense. Emperor has no clothes.
Sounds like radio.
And never have I heard about anyone else using this technology that was invented by Dennis H. Klatt. It's only for this guy, because they needed him to push their new science, whatever. All right. So there, that's my Stephen Hawking, and Einstein. I think they're both sus. I think they were both put here just to throw out those theories to continue the lie that they teach us about space.
500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Where am I? There I am. There's my camera. There's my camera. There I am. All right. So what do you think? That's my my condensed version of Einstein and Stephen Hawking's. So, oh, thank you. Like my research, thank you. Yeah, but isn't that, it just got crazier and crazier. Like the Einstein thing was enough already, right? That he never wrote a single equation, but he's the guy and he doesn't have it memorized. He has to always read about relativity. So you got that going. And then when he was gone and away, they throw in this new guy. And my goodness, like every step of the way was more ridiculous.
when you get down to the last thing where he's supposed to be moving his cheek with that, how does he say all these sentences? I mean, you would think it would take a while if he's looking at what is he doing? It doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense. We are so far past idiocracy. It's in our rear view. So, yes, exactly. When Stephen Hawking talks, you're supposed to play this.
Now, who can argue with that?
Reverend.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, when it gets to the end, what does it all mean? They're all connected. That's what I'm saying. You can't stop. You can't gatekeep yourself. You can find out that we don't fly through space and believe we live on a mostly stationary, flat earth kind of scenario, whatever the shape is. It's on pillars like God says in the Bible. It's not going anywhere. Nothing's getting in because of the firmament. Nothing's getting out. So there's no space aliens or asteroids or things crashing in. It's so that's the first thing. But why? Why would they lie to you about that? It's to hide the existence of God. Why would you throw in Epstein and Stephen Hawking's, and now we got deGrasse Tyson and the other guy that's like Bill? What is it? Not Bill Maher. What's the other guy? Bill Nye. The science. He's not a science guy. He's an actor. He just made a character called Science Guy, and now they have him as a science guy. So it's like they continue this to what? To make us not believe that we are in a stationary, enclosed environment where God exists. He's right here. He knows who you are. You're part of this whole system of God, and we're special. Each and every one of us, we're equal in God's eyes, but we're equally special in God's eyes. And they don't want you to know that. And you're so powerful. That's why they have to dumb you down with fluoride, with poisons in the food and poisons in the water and poisons in the air and plastics in your clothing and plastics in your, it's like everything they're doing, is to attack us, to keep us down because we're that powerful. They don't want us to know our history. They don't want us to know, even though if you believe in the Bible, they don't want you to know where you are in the Bible. They got people arguing over that. So it's at this stage where they're throwing everything at us to potentially keep us from realizing our true nature of ourselves. Because once we do that, I mean, Jesus literally says that we can move mountains. And so I believe you can get to the point one day, maybe in this lifetime, I don't know, where you're like Neo and you can see the matrix and then you can manipulate the matrix but I don't know. I don't know how to get there. Just through faith and through practicing is all you can do. God only opens your eyes to whatever he decides that you're ready for at that time. That's the problem. When he opened my eyes and I woke up to these things, I started broadcasting this stuff, hoping that, everyone would wake up together. And as a populace, we take back the earth. And that didn't happen. And it's interesting because you go through these stages where you think it's going to happen. You get shocked that you're lied to. Then you get angry. Then you get empowered and you try to change the world. And then you realize the world doesn't care. And in fact, the world looks at you like you're crazy and doesn't want to hear what you have to say. And you can show them all this evidence and you can poke holes in the theories of the things that they believe in, like that there's a Tesla flying through space heading to the sun. But they don't care. The world has become so apathetic. That's part of the issue, is that they've got us trained cradle to grave. We're working 9 to 5 or whatever. And that's the other funny thing. They tell you that you work 5 days a week and you get the weekend. That's a fallacy too. That's not true. Friday's a work day. So you still had to work. So that's technically not your day off. Then Saturday is truly a day off. Isn't that way, God's day, Sabbath and all that. And then Sunday, you got to work the next day. So you can't stay out and do anything, whatever. I mean, you've got to, you're regimented there too. So you really have like one day a week that you can, do your own thing. But then you're trying to get everything done in that one day that you couldn't do during the week. So part of this whole system is to keep us so busy that we don't take the time to question these things, like the buildings that I showed. God, he blessed my wife and I that we got to go see some of these buildings in another country. And all we could do is take pictures with them and just marvel at how amazingly huge they were and how beautiful the cathedrals were and the stained glass and all that. but never once took the time to think, how did they create it back then in the 17 and 1800s with horse and buggies and hand chisels and no power tools, and they've got right angles and stuff that it's hard to even create now, and gigantic columns and blocks that don't even make sense in how they moved them around. So to me, that's evidence potentially of a millennial reign, but regardless, it's definitely evidence that they've lied to us about our history. So if you don't know where you came from, then how are you ever going to know where you actually are, right? And so that's part of the thing. We can discuss, and even mainstream will discuss how there was all these insane asylums built all over the earth and monstrous buildings. Why was everyone suddenly crazy? And in addition to that, they talk about the orphan trains, and suddenly there was just thousands of children with no parents. Like, where did that happen? Why did that happen? They have these different little stupid stories they created, but it doesn't make sense as to why there were so many, unless you look at it through the eyes of there was a reset or whatever you want to call it, to where they were able to get rid of the people or shut up the people that were trying to continue on the history of what was going on, and then just train the new children in the lies that they want them to know. Because if you look at the books that are used in just about every school, from grade school through high school and college, most of them are all by the one same family, which is like Rothschild's owned or something. And so you can even find Michael Jackson saying that history was a lie and the books are lies. When you think about it, what are the odds throughout the beginning of history that every war, the good guys win? Isn't that great? I mean, other than, I guess you could say, was it Vietnam or Korea, but they call those conflicts now. They don't call them wars or something, right? But pretty much, the good guys have always won. Imagine that. But then there's the saying, right? The victors write the history. So if everything they're telling us is a lie, where do you find the truth? That's why I found God. That's why I found the Bible, is because that's where I found truth. And I know there's a lot of people that pull back when I say that, but hey, there's history that's provable in that Bible. And there's stuff going on right now today that is written about in that book. And it was written by multiple people over multiple different places on earth, and put together, and it's been looked over and changed and this, that, and the other, but yet the word is still existing. God's word never dies. Does the words in the book change, like with Mandela effect? Yeah. Does King James maybe move things around? Yeah, probably. Are there books taken out? Now there's only 66. Yeah. But at the same time, the message is still there. The God that created heaven and earth and us, he can work through that. It's not like he doesn't, oh, shoot, I didn't think of that. Anything that's happening, God is allowing it to happen. It's all under his control, all of it. So if something's happening in the world, he is in control of it. Are there bad things happening? Absolutely. Did God do it? No. That's the fallen world we live in. Is God allowing it? Yeah. Why is he doing it? Maybe, you don't know. There's a reason that'll prosper you even better in the end. I can't explain that. Nobody can. But bad things happen to good people. There's books written about it. Why does the God allow it? Well, if he just wiped everything clean and made this so your life was just absolutely 100% perfect and you didn't have to do anything, well, that's indentured servitude. He gave you free will to make choices. He gave you the free will to choose right or wrong. And one of the things that upset me, there was a lot of times when I was reading the Bible, I was kind of arguing with God in my head. It's kind of funny. One of the things that I was upset about is he says our hearts are set on evil from the moment we're born. I'm like, well, that's not really fair to say, but it's true. That it's unfortunate, but in this fallen state that we're in, there's wickedness in there. And so we have to get it under control. Your spirit has to control the flesh. That's the problem. We live in the flesh world, but there's a spiritual world going on. And that's why the devil wants you to only concentrate on the flesh world and the work, on satisfying your needs, food, sex, water, whatever. You just focus on that and not realize there's a spiritual battle going on. Because if you don't know in your spiritual battle, that means you're outgunned. You don't realize it. And then the waves just move you wherever they want. You've got to hyper focus on it. You've got to realize that. And you got to understand that God is real and the way out is through the salvation of Jesus. And I'm sorry if that upsets some people that don't want to hear that, but that's what I found out. A little Jewish kid that grew up, not even believing in Jesus or ever reading the Bible. And then whatever it was, 7 to 10 years ago, I started waking up to all these lies. And where did it lead me? The final, level is the existence of God. Space hides the existence of God. Mandela effect. They're all pointing to one thing, is that God is real. And if you stop at any one of these things, then you won't find out the final realization that all these things are connected. The repopulation, the mud flood, or whatever, the melted buildings, the Mandela effect, the flat earth, they're all connected. They're all connected, and they're all doing the same thing. It's not to make money off of you. They do that all the time. They can print their own money. It's not even about that. It's beyond that. It's a power. It's control, and they don't want you to realize who you are and why you're really here. It's not an accident that you're here, and it's definitely not an accident that you're here right now in this time. Even if you find it horrible and crazy, you're here because God wanted you here at this moment. Either you asked to be here, or he decided this was the best place for you at this moment. And while you're watching this show, it's the same thing. He's opened your eyes enough to where you've turned on this show. Now, again, you don't have to believe everything I say. I'm the same way. I don't believe in everything anyone says, maybe other than myself, but everyone has had to come up with ways to throw that in there. Everyone has to, discover their own path. That's the beauty of free will. That's why it's the first gift was that you're born. And the next one is that you have free will to do your own decisions. And sometimes you'll make good decisions, and sometimes you'll make bad decisions. And sometimes it feels like white life just washed over you and you didn't do anything wrong. That's part of it. Go read the Bible, and there's multiple examples of people that were like, what was it, Joseph? And he was accused of attacking this man's wife, and he ran out into the streets and stuff. And it's like, that's happened throughout there. There's the woman that was accused of adultery, and then, they cast the first stone, that whole thing. So it's going to happen. It's not coming from God. Evil exists in the world. That's the fascinating thing, is people accept the fact that evil exists, that Satan exists. And I've changed this little saying. Here's another CFM quote. Take it away.
The greatest trick of the devil, they say, is to make you believe he doesn't exist. I disagree with that. The whole world believes in the devil. I mean, you can see evil everywhere. The devil's in everything. He's in our music, our movies, our literature. Now, the whole world agrees that the devil exists. The greatest trick of the devil he ever did was to make you believe that he exists and that God doesn't. That is the greatest trick of the devil.
Yeah, but it's true. Where's my guy?
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We all believe, turn on TV, turn on movies, whatever, the devil's everywhere. You can see it. There's wars going on. There's atrocities happening. People get sick. People die. The devil's everywhere. And people believe in that. People believe that evil exists and the devil exists. But they're telling them that God doesn't exist. They're teaching them that there's only evil. There's no good side. When I was brought up, I just thought of God as as a way of being morally right. I thought it was a way to keep your compass correct. I had no idea that he was actually real. So that's the thing. When you actually take the time, because I'm not special any more than anyone's listening to this. I just took the time to sit down and talk to God and see if he was real. And that's a passage that's written. God's knocked at the door. He's waiting for you to open it, and he'll come in and sup or have dinner with you, I guess. That, or he just walks in and goes, sup. But no, it's that's what it is. They've convinced an entire populace that you can't talk about God and that he doesn't exist, when it's the exact opposite. He's here right now. And as the spirit of the Antichrist or Satan or whatever is being poured out in these times, so is the Spirit of God. And that's why people like myself and other people that talk like this are here, because we're here as that candle in the window, that the voice yelling in the wilderness. That's what we're here for. And if somebody hears us or sees us and it changes their way of thinking, wonderful. Then that I've done my job. I've accomplished it. I would love to have more and more people watch me, but that's, what is it? Volume is vanity, and what was the other part of that? See, that's what happens when you get older. I'm turning another year tomorrow. What is it? I don't know, but that's what it is. It's not about the numbers. It's about, did I talk to that one person that needed to hear this message tonight? And what's fascinating to me is God will usually send me at least one email from that one person, and they'll say, I've never written to you before, or I've watched you since then, or I haven't written to any other shows, but I felt compelled to write to you because blah, blah, blah. And that's, you can ask my wife. I go around crowing about that. It just makes me so happy that I reached the person, because I don't know who God wants me to reach. I can't see you. I can just see me. And I know that you're all over the place. And something I said tonight will make someone feel better that was having a bad day. Well, then I've done my job. And if it's only that one person, I've done my job. And so I find this is a blessing. Not only does it help me get some of this information off my chest, take some of the stress off my wife having to hear these shows without this show going on, and maybe reach that one person or two or three that needed to hear it. And that's a great day. And so I thank God for that. I thank God for my life. I thank God for all of my blessings. And one of those blessings is be able to talk to all of you and reach to you and hopefully make your night easier and better, and give you something to look forward to, and help you with these times.
Now, who can argue with that?
Reverend.
Okay. So that's over a couple hours into it. We covered quite a bit. I will put up the Mike Huckabee video and also that Einstein one. If you're interested, it'll be on my channels. And, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. That's how I'll get the message out to more people. And maybe you have somebody that you've been wanting to talk to about some of these things, and some of these little videos might help you. But just know that no matter what information you have, as good as you think it is, if they're not ready to hear it, they're not going to listen to you. Those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. And so I don't understand that either, why God wakes up some people and not others. All I can say is maybe they're not ready yet. And so all we can do is just wait and hope that it happens soon, because a lot of us, we're getting exhausted discussing these things. But at the same time, talking to you all helps my sanity too. I know there's a lot of people here that come here for this, to help with that, because
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
So, having said that, I'm going to enjoy my birthday surprise dinner with my wife tomorrow.
It's your birthday.
And thank you all for tuning in and listening to my ranting and ravings tonight. What else can I say? I just, dear Lord, please continue to watch over us and guide us through these times. Open our hearts and minds, and unharden the hearts, and open the ears and eyes of the people that we feel are not ready for this message. But dear Lord, we hope that they're ready soon, and that you find them, and that you open their minds, their hearts, and send them the same comfort and joy that we feel knowing you. And I ask at this time that you watch over us that are hurting, and the people that are alone, and the people that are sick. And I ask you to come right now and to help each and every one of us in these times. Send the comfort of the Holy Spirit as you promised, and give us the comfort that we need. And help us with these times. Fill our hearts with joy. Fill our minds with the patience of knowing that you have our best interest in mind. And we wait for that moment when we can all gather together and be in your glorious presence. May that time come soon, but we understand. Let us wait for all of our loved ones and family and friends to see this and discover this too, because it's just as important that they make it as we do. And we thank you for our blessings, and continue to watch over us and protect us from all evil. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. So there you go.
So I think that's about it. I want to thank all the people that showed up tonight. If you enjoyed the show, like I said, hit that like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank you, everyone that donated tonight. It's very much appreciated. And thank you to all the members and the Patreons and all that wonderful stuff. All right. So hopefully, God willing, we'll do this again. We'll gather together. Same bat time, same bat channel next Friday night. And unless I can find anything else, I didn't see the chat. Did y'all want Valhalla? You want one more Valhalla? You guys didn't ask for it. I'm just going to give it to you anyways.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Oh, no. Am I there? Valhalla killed me. Am I still there? Okay, I'm on air. That Valhalla took me out. Okay, well, that's all right. We've done enough. Look I'm tiny, and there's a green screen behind me. Okay, everyone. God bless you. He said this with a knife in his leg.
Class is dismissed.
All right. And then where am I? Here I am. Okay. So that's it. The curtain's off. Don't look behind the curtain, the man behind the curtain. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. God bless you. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you again real soon. And I don't know if I can hit my outro. It's not letting me. And boom.
I'm the satellite.
$500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.